What if I told you that sometimes the absolute smartest move you can make is the one that makes you look like a total fool? It's this incredible paradox, right? That to really win in the long run, you might actually have to choose to lose first. Just think about that for a second. Imagine you're offered something great and something pretty good every single day. All logic says you take the great option, right? But what if you didn't? What kind of secret strategy could possibly be at play there? Well, that's the exact puzzle we're going to unravel today. And our story starts, like so many great lessons do, with a simple little parable. It's all about a king, his court, and a boy who seems to be making the same exact mistake, day after day. So here's the setup. You've got this king, and he's kind of amused by his minister's son, so he creates this little daily game. Every day, he calls the boy over, holds out both hands, and gives him a choice. In one hand, there's a big, valuable, shiny gold coin. In the other, a much smaller, less valuable silver coin. I mean, the choice seems like a complete no-brainer. But here's where it gets strange. The boy reaches out and without even thinking about it, he takes the silver coin. And this isn't a one-time thing. He does it the next day and the day after that, every single time. He leaves the gold coin behind. So, as you can imagine, this whole thing becomes the talk of the court. All the nobles and the guards, they gather around to watch this little daily ritual. And they all laugh. They're whispering to each other about how the minister's poor son must be, well, a bit of a fool. To them, he's just a funny kid who doesn't get it. And this is where you see that huge gap between perception and reality. On the one hand, what everyone saw was a foolish boy making a terrible decision day in and day out. But underneath all that, something way more intelligent was going on. A master strategist was quietly at work. So what on earth was going on in this kid's head? It's time to finally pull back the curtain and reveal the absolute genius behind what looked like foolishness. Let's dig into his secret logic. This is really the million-dollar question, isn't it? Why would anyone knowingly leave the better prize on the table? Was he just confused? Was he intimidated by the king? Or was this all part of a bigger plan? And here's the answer. It's just perfect. Apparently, the boy's father eventually pulled him aside, probably a little embarrassed, and asked him why he kept choosing the lesser coin. And the boy just says this devastatingly brilliant line, "Because the day I choose the gold is the day the game ends." Wow. Okay, so let's unpack that, because this clever little story is actually a powerful mental model that every single one of us can use. This is about so much more than coins. It's a principle for making smarter long-term decisions. We call it the silver strategy. And the core idea is this. You strategically accept the smaller win, the silver coin, to make sure the bigger opportunity, the game itself, gets to continue. See, the boy understood that a steady stream of silver coins, collected over weeks and months, was worth way more than just one gold coin. He was maximizing his total winnings, not his daily winnings. So this strategy really boils down to a few key ideas. Number one, always prioritize the long game over the quick win. Two, realize that perception can be a tool. Letting people think you're a fool can actually be a huge advantage. Three, you don't always have to prove you're the smartest person in the room. And finally, the ultimate goal isn't to win every single hand. It's to stay at the table. It's to keep the game going. Okay, this all sounds great in a parable, but how does it actually apply to us? How can you and I start to spot the gold and silver coins in our own lives, in our careers, our relationships, you name it? Well, here's a really simple way to think about it. First, just identify the gold coin. That's the immediate, tempting win that strokes your ego. Then, step back and assess the game. That's the long-term opportunity or relationship you want to protect. And finally, just ask yourself, which choice keeps the game going? More often than not, it's the less flashy one. Let me give you some real-world examples. Think about a negotiation. Giving up a minor point, that's your silver coin, builds trust and helps you land the much bigger deal later on. Or what about a team brainstorm? The gold coin is jumping on every idea to prove how smart you are. But the silver coin is holding back, not shutting down a weaker idea, because that keeps the game of creativity and open communication alive. It's all about choosing your battles. So really, the whole thing boils down to this timeless piece of advice. Don't be so focused on winning the battle that you end up losing the war. That boy wasn't obsessed with winning the daily prize. He was focused on winning the long-term war by securing a steady income of silver. He knew that small, consistent gains almost always beat a single game-ending jackpot. And that leaves us with one final question to really think about. In your own life, At work, at home, what's the tempting gold coin you're always chasing? Is it the need to be right in an argument? Is it the desire to get all the credit for an idea? And more importantly, is chasing that shiny thing costing you the entire game?